very good morning and good evening. Parminder here. Welcome to our next session of SAP S/4HANA Simple Logistics Training. I hope you all are able to hear me clearly and you can also see my screen. If
Yes,
facing any
we can
issues,
see.
let me know. Okay, that's great. That's great. So I will quickly do a recap of what we have done in our last session and we'll proceed ahead from there. So we started last week, we started learning what is SAP Fiori. First thing we have gone through, we have tried to understand what are the different user interfaces which is available with the Fiori. Okay. In general, we have a user interface, GUI, NWBC, and Fiori. So we try to understand that from GUI, why there is a requirement to move ahead to Fiori. So what are the drawbacks are there in GUI that we have tried to understand. So we have listed all the shortcomings of GUI which can be addressed by a new interface of Fiori. We have also listed down that what are the interfaces would be available in different products as S/4HANA on-premise, cloud, and ECC. We have also logged into the Fiori Launchpad. We have seen that how the search functionality has been provided. We discussed in detail about the search functionalities. We also discussed that what are the different multiple kind of applications are there. We have also discussed that there would be some HTML based transaction application also be there. Then we try to understand what is Fiori and what is UI5. So first we try to understand what is the difference between Fiori and what is the UI5. So Fiori is basically guidelines and the UI5 is a framework technology on which we develop the applications. We also discussed that what Fiori consultant, what kind of tools they use Web IDE. Two versions are available, local Web IDE and full stack Web IDEs are available. On that, they basically develop the Fiori applications. What kind of languages they use? They use HTML5, JS, jQuery, CSS kind of languages. They use it to develop the application. Then we went ahead with the architecture, technical architecture of Fiori. So in the technical architecture, we discussed there's a two ways available. One is central hub and second is co-deploy. Okay, so second one is embedded deployment. So first we discuss the central hub where basically we need to have installed a separate gateway system. Gateway system would be connecting with your web browser by using OData services. The services would be available in the backend system and the registration of the services would need to be done in the front end system. Your Launchpad, UI5 framework, applications, everything will be available at the gateway system, front end system. And front end system would be talking with the RFC connection, that is a trusted RFC connection with the backend system. And the backend system actually it would be having all your functional modules, ABAP codes, and standard BAPI, which would be calling up to call the data from the database and then show it to the presentation layer. Then we discuss the Fiori embedded. In the embedded, basically the gateway system, your GW_FND, would be installed on top of your existing application layer, on top of your backend system. Your GW_FND applications would be enabled. That add-on would be added on the same application layer, and in the single box you would be having both. Your now front end and back end system is embedded together in this case. So your Fiori application UI5 is also there and the backend code is also there in the embedded system. Then we discuss about what is the difference between central hub versus embedded. What are the things which would be available in the central hub compared to embedded? What are the benefits are there in central hub? What are the benefits there in embedded? What are the drawbacks in central hub and what are the shortcomings of embedded? Both things we have discussed. So we have gone into the Fiori Launchpad. Then we try to understand how the Fiori Launchpad would be working. We see that how the navigation would be there, what are the tiles, what are the business groups, how the search functionality would be happening, how we will be going into the me area, and how user would actually be able to create its own groups and within the screen, and he would be able to customize his screen as per his requirements. Although it is already coming as a role driven, based on the role which has been given, he would see the screen, but user would be able to put the toppings on that he would be able to customize this as per his requirement. Then last topic we discussed, we tried to understand the concept of catalog and business group. So we said that in the catalog also we are having a grouping of applications, and in the business group also we are having a grouping of applications. So why these two groupings has been given, that's what we try to understand. So we said that user would be required access to a lot of applications. So those all application access has been given through catalog, but he might not need not to see all the applications in his launchpad. You might be having hundreds of applications because sometime on ad hoc basis you need to use some applications. You cannot go every time to security to create a role whenever user require it, even it's a display kind of thing. So we, by default, we give a lot of display authorization to user, which you need not to use on daily basis. So the 20% application which user need to use on the daily basis, that we put it into the business groups. That would be displayed as soon as you would be logging into the launchpad. And rest of the application, he would be having access through the application finder that would be available through catalog. Okay, so that is the concept. Both catalog and business group need to be added into the role, and then only you would be able to access the application. Then we have also discussed that how SAP has delivered the thing. SAP has delivered standard business roles. Okay, so that business roles would be already assigned to business catalog and some business groups. And those roles actually we can directly assign to our user IDs, and we would be able to quickly jump into the application and we would be able to use the applications. But actually what happens in the business is that that standard role which SAP has given, you might be having a different rules and authorization. SAP has given access to 30 applications in one role, but you want to restrict, you want to give only 10 applications only. So for that purpose, you can take a reference from SAP standard rules, and then you would be creating your own Z catalog and Z business groups, and that you will assign to your own roles. So that role which you have created, that is actually the productive role which will be used in the projects when you go live. And that thing would be happening through Fiori Designer, which we are going to discuss today. So any question from the previous session before we move ahead?
Then I have one question, two questions actually.
Yeah.
One is that last time you spoke that SAP Fiori already given by SAP for 1610 or 1710. Assuming that we have not activated, how do I know that which are the Fiori has been given actually? Where I come to know that these are the Fiori has given for 1610.
Yeah, I will show you. So that is the next topic. We will be going ahead in the Fiori library. We have not seen in the Fiori library. So Fiori library, we would be able to see that which applications are available for which versions. I will show you. That is the next topic. What is the second question, Puneet?
The self-service is through Fiori only, right?
Self-service procurement you are talking about? What self-service you are talking about?
Again, you told a lot of self-services already given by SAP this time, right? From 1610 or 1709 on. So most probably self-service for the procurement they have initiated in 1610. So that also we can see now. So
see,
how do you know
that two things are there. Let me explain it differently. When I was discussing about SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud, we talked about the guided configuration. In guided configuration, I said there are two things. In SAP Cloud, we have a self-service configurations and we are having an expert configuration. Are you talking about that concept?
No. I'm
Okay.
saying self-services, procurement, approval and all, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
HR, yeah.
yeah. So self-service for procurement, and so we would be having a, procurement session. In the procurement session, we'll be going ahead with doing a procurement through self-service. That how purchase requisitions can be created through the self-service purchase requisition app, and the full processing of the procurement approval, everything we'll discuss when we jump into the MM side.
Okay.
Changes in the MM. So right now we are in the Fiori. From Fiori, I will go into the standard configuration. We'll be setting up a standard system with the company code and everything so that we would be able to run multiple scenarios. Then we'll be setting up a master data. So I will first jump into the business partner. That we'll discuss in detail. So once the master data is done, then I will jump into SD, MM, and then PP. Okay, guys, any other question? Okay, guys, so if you don't have any another question, so let me quickly jump to our next topic, which is Fiori Library. Let me go to the next slide. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about Fiori Library. So there are so many applications out there. Okay, there are more than 10,000 plus applications has been given, and these applications are keep on adding. So SAP is keep on adding those applications with each version. With the introduction of the new version, SAPs keep on adding these new applications. And to whenever you want to install application, you need certain information. What kind of information you require? If you want to deploy application, first you need to know that what is that application, what functionalities is available in that application, whether it is available for version we are using, for that version, whether that application is available or not. Okay, so whether that for that particular version the application would be available or not, and then what business role you need to add in your user ID so that you can use that application. What kind of OData service need to be activated. What kind of application services need to be activated. And you want to also prepare the list of application. You need to select a list of application which will be used by your business. So that all we need to prepare it. For that purpose, we need to use the Fiori library. So the Fiori library will be a single source of truth for all kind of data. Okay, so Fiori library would be having all of this, whatever you need to know. Anything you need to know about a Fiori application, especially from the functional point of view, And even for the technical point of view also, whatever the components would be required to activate the Fiori application, you would be able to get this from the Fiori library. Okay, so Fiori library is a single repository for all of the information. So it is not required that only once you would be requiring a Fiori library. You would require to use Fiori library multiple times, because with the version changes and all other changes, SAPs keep on adding new Fiori applications. So what are the new Fiori application has been added and what kind of function features they have? For that purpose, you would require to use Fiori library. Now I will quickly jump into the Fiori library. So that can be accessed. It's an online tool which can be accessed through the web browser. So I will open a new Google Chrome window. I will just search Fiori library. So Fiori appliance library, this is the one we need to go through it. So here, when you come here on the left-hand side, you can see that all application for S4HANA. So this is the navigation path on the left-hand side. You can go to the multiple places, okay, to find the application. We are here for SAP S4HANA applications. Okay, so here we are also having application which is a Fiori application for SAP Business Suite. That is basically your ECC related applications, and the Fiori application for SAP S4HANA. Okay, so when you go to the Fiori application for SAP S4HANA, here you would be able to see it that again I have a multiple option. I can search my applications through all application, or I can go through the line of business. So line of business is like finance, sales, marketing. So different area has different applications SAP has divided. So I can go through the line of business. I can go through the roles. I can also go through my backend product. So what is the backend product we are having? For that backend product version also we can go through it. For SAP S4HANA, we have gone through that. For SAP S4HANA's 1712 applications are available. By product version also you can go ahead if you want to check it based on the product version. So you can see here applications for 1610, application for 1709, applications for 1809, and applications for 1909. So you can see the growth here. The growth is really amazing, guys. I have seen the SAP from starting from 1511 till 1610. The using of Fiori was pathetic because few applications were available. There were the bugs in the applications, and a lot of things are there. But the application which has been introduced here, 1511 and 1610, it got stable in 1709 and 1809, and then more analytical applications and more applications has been introduced. So you can see that starting from 238 applications, we are now having almost 1700 applications available with SAP S4HANA 1909. Okay, so if you want to check from the versions, you can check it from here. Then let's say we go through the all applications. So all applications we have gone through, all application for SAP S4HANA, and here you want to search applications related sales. So you can just type sales, and you would be having a application which is available related to sales. So wherever you see here star, it means that this application has been introduced or modified in the new versions. Okay, it has been introduced or modified with the new version. With 1909, there are some changes out there. So if you go through all apps for SAP S/4HANA, all applications, total number of application is 10,905. Fiori related application is around 1700, which is basically developed for Fiori, which is we have discussed in the previous session, which we call it as a innovated for Fiori. Okay, adopted on the Fiori model. And then we have a lot of application which is directly a transaction based application. So if you want to search full applications, you would be able to search from here. Okay, if you want to see the sales, let's say sales overview, you can just type here sales overview. Then you can see here my sales overview. These applications are available for overview. You can click it here on my sales overview. Okay. And here you would be having a more information that this application is available with what. So it clearly say that it is available with SAP S/4HANA and SAP S/4HANA Cloud. It is available on the desktop and tablets, both places it would be available. What line of business SAP consider it? It considers sales, finance, marketing, sourcing and procurement. Also, it consider that this sales overview might be used by the procurement managers. Also, they might be using it to make sure that they are procuring it as per the sales requirement. So that's how you might be viewing the line of business finance, but you will see some sales related application. Because SAP consider that this application can be used in multiple line of businesses. So based on that understanding, they have put it same application into the multiple line of business. This is HANA database exclusive. Most of the S/4HANA application you will see HANA database exclusive. Also, it's a Fiori application. Fiori is a standard template, but this will not work with ECC. It's only work with S/4HANA, and HANA database is a mandatory for it. So here you would see the standard features of the application, that what kind of features has been available in this application. In some applications, you would also be able to find here some kind of demos here. A small videos are available, which you can quickly view to check that how the applications would be there. Otherwise, other than this, there would be the screenshots would be available within the each application to show you that what kind of application is available and how the look and feel would be there in the application. If you want to see the more documentation, so you can click it here. It will take you to the SAP help documentation to talk about more about this application, that what kind of this application is there and what functionalities are available. Okay, most of the information is available here in the implementation information. In the implementation information, you will see here that you are having multiple versions. So this application started with 1709 and it is still available till 1909. So 1709 it is introduced and it is available till 1909. So we are at 1909 version, basic version. So I will select 1909 basic version here. Now here you will find the SAP notes. So these are the SAP notes which is there available for your basis consultant to get this application implemented. Then we have an installation information. And installation would be talking about what kind of backend and front-end products are required. So S4 Core 104. So we are already on S4 Core 104. And this software component UI S4H OP1 500. These would be required, then only your application would be working. So that is a requirement of front-end system and back-end system. So then we are having here the UI5 applications. So in the UI5 application, this is the applications which need to be activated. So your basis team need to activate this application. Once this both components is available, the both front-end and technical, front-end and back-end technical components are available. And once your UI5 application is activated, so this is the UI5 application, which basis need to activate that service of this application. And this is the OData service. this service also need to be activated. So your OData services, your UI5 application services, and your front end and back end component. Once everything is available and activated, then only that application would be available to get it used in your system. Okay, so technically it would be available to use in the system, but still you need to add role. Okay, so another thing which you are looking is a role. So this is the role, SAP BR internal sales rep, which you would be requiring it to add into your SU01, or you can go into the PFCG transaction. Okay, you can go into the PFCG transaction where basically you would be able to add the roles. Okay, so once this role is there, and this is the catalog. So in last session, we discussed about the catalogs. So this is the catalog which has been provided by SAP. This application is associated with this catalog. And this application is associated with this business group. For what purpose this business group and catalogs has been used, guys? So the business group would be showing the application in your launchpad, and catalog is actually giving you the access of the application. Okay, so the standard SAP catalog SAP has created and given to you. Standard business group has been created and given to you. And SAP has also created a SAP standard role and given to you, so that you just go to SU01, add this role into your user ID, and you would be able to display the application. So SAP has made the homework so that whenever you are going to the SAP Fiori, it's not like that you need to do a lot of things and then you would be able to start using your applications. No, SAP has already done a lot of homework and given to you, and all information you can get it from single source of truth for all this information is your Fiori appliance library, Fiori apps library. Now we will actually check that where we can see this information. Okay, where all of this information can be seen. So we are having here front-end components, and we are also having here back-end components. So let's go into our system and check whether this front-end and back-end components are available in our system or not. Okay, so let's check that thing first. Okay. Let me connect to system. People who has already requested for the system access, you might be having already, your system would already be there. Okay, the people who are using your own system or not requested for system access, they can use your own system, but our system would be working from the launchpad. So this is our 1709 system. So we need to go to the system. We need to go to the status to check what kind of version we are on. So we need to go to the product version. Okay, so first we need to check S4 core version. So this is your front end version which is required for application, S4 core 104. Let me go back to our library. So this is your S4 core 104. S4 core 104 is nothing but this is your 1909 system. If you remember what is 104, 104 is 1909. S4 HANA, S4 core 104, when technically it is written at multiple places, is actually S4 HANA 1909. What is S4 core 100? S4 core 100 is your 1511. S4 core 103 is your 1809. Okay, so that is the technical component. That is the technical component name, which as soon as the basis team make the system up, these technical components has been installed. The another front end component which we require is UI S4 HOP1. So let's also check whether UI S4 HOP1 is there, whether that technical component is available. So UI S4 HOP1. So UI for S/4HANA on-premise, this is a user interface component, technical component of your front end, which need to be installed. Okay, so UI S4 HOP1 is also available. So your front end system is available, your back end system is also available. Okay, so what is the next thing is required? Next thing is required the UI5 application. So this is the UI5 application service. So we need to check this one. I will copy this and we'll go to the transaction SICF. And I will be putting this as a service name and I will try to execute it. So you can see that your UI5 application sales overview page for internal sales representative is available. You want to check whether it is activate or deactivate. So deactivate button is there, activate is grayed out. It means it is already activated and available. Okay, so this application has already been activated and this is available. If the application is not activated, what you need to do, generally you would not be having access to use this transaction code as a functional consultant and to do this activation. So who do this activation? Your basis team would be doing this activation. Okay, but you can quickly check from here that what is the issue, why your application is not working, because this service is not activated. If the service at all is not available, you are not able to see the service here, then they need to install that UI5 application. The service need to be installed. The basis team would be installing these kind of applications by using a maintenance planner. Maintenance planner we have discussed earlier. When we have discussed maintenance planner, when we were having our discussion about conversions, right? We said it the conversion also, the basis team use the maintenance planner to check about your add-ons and the business functions. And the maintenance planner can be again used by your basis consultants to activate, to install the applications. So application need to be installed and this service need to be activated. So we have this service available. So let's check what is the other thing which is required. The other thing we require is this OData services. So what is OData services? If you remember from our last session, the OData service is the one which actually connect your backend data, which basically expose your ABAP code to your web application layer. It's a talking engine, or it's a talking postman between your presentation layer and front end and back end system. So if this OData service is not available or if it is not activated, again, you would not be able to use the application. So this is the basic things we need to check. So if you are basically, we are also doing the troubleshooting part. So the steps which we are going through, if you are using an application and you are not able to use, you are not able to access the application, whatever the step we have done it, you need to go backwards. So we will also see the role. So you need to go from the backward, you need to check the role, you need to check the OData services, you need to check your UI5 services and the backend and front end component, whether everything is available or not, if the application doesn't work for you. So this is another transaction, IWFND/IWFND/maintain service. So this would be required to check whether the OData service is available or not. So now I am going into this transaction /IWFND/maintain. Whatever the transaction start with /n is mandatory. So all transactions which start with /, if you need to type it here, you need to start with /n /IWFND/maintain _service. So this is the transaction we need to use it to check whether the OData service is available or not. So we got into this screen. I will click on this filter. I will put the service name. I will just put star and star and enter. Okay, good. So you see the green here, awesome. So it means that services has been activated and it's available if the status is green here. So service is also available, status is also green, which means it is activated and it's available. It can be activated or deactivated from here. You can just click on the call browser to check whether everything is working for this application. It would be asking the username and password. Let me put that. Okay, so this is the technical details. If the browser has been called, sometime you will be getting here 404 error or authorization error. So you will come to know that this thing is not working. So if this kind of code has been come up, it means that your XML files are loaded and it would be working one, right? So this is all which we are talking about the technical stuff, which is good to know for a functional consultant. And actually, if you know this stuff, you would be having a better communication with your Fiori consultants and with your basis consultant. You would be able to directly tell them, my application is not working, your OData services is not available, particular OData service is not available, or particular OData services is not activated, so that they can do the quick activation of it. Okay, it will reduce your overall time to get your application available on the launchpad if you know all of this information. Okay, so now I will take a quick pause. So we have checked everything. Okay, just give me one more minute. Let's also check the role part. So I'm going into the transaction PFCG /o PFCG. So we have seen that what is the role which would be required. So this is the business role which can be directly assigned to any user who want to use it. SAP BR internal sales rep. So let's go to the PFCG transaction for the role maintenance. And let's check. This one. So I'm going to the display of the role. So that role is also available. So if you go into the menu path, in the menu path, you would be able to see these objects. If you click on this object, you would be able to see this is all business groups. So this role, we are seeing it for one application we are seeing, but this is actually linked to your multiple business groups. So you can see here, this is linked to your multiple business groups. So my inbox, sales overview, sales orders, monitoring, multiple business groups, it would be providing it to you. Okay. And then you would also be able to see the above part is your business groups. What is a business group? When you open the Fiori Launchpad, the tabs which you see on the top, okay, that is your business group. So these are the business groups and these are the catalogs. So from where you see the catalog, you see it when you go into the application finder, there you see the catalogs. So these all the catalogs would be available here. Okay. So it means that the role which SAP has given is not specific to single application, but it would be giving a lot of applications to you, because the role is not for the application. This role is the business role. It says that it is internal sales representative. So as per SAP, whatever the things generally an internal sales representative need to do, okay, all of the access they have given in this single role. So they have created a standard business groups. They have created a standard business catalog. They have created a standard business role given to you. They have created OData services. You just need to register it and activate it. You need to add this role to the user. So if you will see here, already multiple users has been assigned to this role who are using it. Even my role is also there. Okay. My user ID is also there. So these all user is actually using this standard role to get this to run these applications. I will take a quick pause now and you can ask your queries and questions. If any question or query you have till this point to use Fiori Library. I will continue with the Fiori Library. There are 2 or 3 more concepts we need to see it from the Fiori Library. And then we would be jumping it and we would be trying to see to create a user ID and see that how this actually role works. If the role is not there, what happens? If the role is available, what happens? That kind of things we'll be seeing. Yeah, Puneet, I hope your question is answered now.
Yeah. Yes, but couple of questions still there. Huh?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Tell me the two. One option is that already S/4HANA is already implemented without Fiori, other new implementation. So if the question arises, suppose already implemented S/4HANA, but Fiori is now to activate it now. So the role will be already existing in the role, right? So how to map this role to what is the role you showed actually?
So you need to add this role.
And
So
that role,
your user S/4HANA is already there. So you have already created a backend role. Backend role would always be required. Okay,
Post
so
all the key
then you
codes
need
for
to
all the
add
role and for the OData
that.
service roles
Sorry,
and everything.
sorry guys, one by one. Are you able to hear me? Hello, guys, are you able to hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. So your backend role would already be there. So you need to go and add another role. So when you go into SU01, with user permanent, let's say we check it. So, okay. One user, we would be able to assign multiple roles. So you have a backend roles are already available. You need to commit here and you need to add the Fiori related roles. So these are the Fiori related roles. You need to add it so that you can just start using a Fiori applications.
And it won't be conflict, huh?
It would not be a conflict. You need to make sure that the conflict doesn't happen. Okay, anyhow the conflict would not be there. User would not be able to access the information which is not able to do it, because you have seen what front end is doing is just passing the calls to the backend. At the backend, system is calling your sender transaction. So if you have already restricted from the backend system that user would not be having access to particular company code, user would not be having access to a particular transaction, although you have given application, user would not be access the information.
Okay. The second question is in generally implementation, you go by the Fiori or implementation along with the normal implementation, or is it different after implementation over without Fiori, then you implement the Fiori, or generally what happens nowadays?
The both things happen. Our recommendation is that if you want to reduce the project scope, okay, generally people say that I want to implement S4HANA, I am having ECC, whether it's a greenfield implementation or conversion you are doing, please do it in 4 to 5 months or do it in 6 months. So if you want to reduce your scope, you go ahead first implementing with GUI. Okay, especially if you are already using ECC. Our recommendation to reduce the scope, if you want to do it and if you want to quickly go to S4HANA, first you go with the GUI and then you start adopting to the Fiori application in an agile manner. But if you are a new user, you are using a Microsoft Dynamics, you are using any another XYZ application, your user is not at all is having any exposure to SAP system, they would be using a first time SAP system. Our recommendation is directly to go with Fiori, because once you will be training users to this GUI and after 6 months and 1 year you will be saying now we are going to Fiori, so that can be a big change for the end users. So if the end user, your legacy system is a known SAP system, go ahead in your implementation directly with Fiori.
Maybe I'll discuss later for implementation. Open house discussion. Second question, third question is that when you showed that is business Fiori for business suites. So those are now default coming, or will have a license for that?
No, that all application SAP is given by standard, but you will see there is no much application. So let's see here, SAP Fiori apps for SAP Business Suite. only 743 applications are there, and out of that also, if I see it, sorry, by line of business, I see it for the sale. Very few applications are available. Okay, and in this also you need to check whether it is for any database or it is with the HANA database, because business suite on HANA is also there, right? So you need to also check whether it is on HANA database or any database. So there would be very few application which is available, which you can use with ECC with Fiori.
No, the separate license not required for that, right?
No. You need to
So
install Fiori. You need to make sure that the Fiori you configure it. You need to install the Fiori. So once you install the Fiori, you would be able to use it.
But how to configure Fiori in the ECC?
The same way. So right now you are having a backend system we discussed in our architecture. If you remember the architecture, this architecture, my backend system is S/4HANA 1909. Okay, if you are using a Fiori with ECC, your backend system with ECC, then you would be having a gateway system, and then you would be using Fiori is available more than 10 years. Fiori was launched with ECC first. It is not like that is the first thing I have clarified, that Fiori is very much available with ECC. First delivery for Fiori happened with the ECC itself. So your this backend component will replace with ECC.
Maybe sometime later I will we can ask questions here. What is the implementation methodology for Fiori implementation? I'll discuss later. Okay, not relevant now.
Okay, fine. I think Soumya, you was having some question.
Yes, Param, I had a question. Sorry, I got disconnected after that. My question is like, you were going through some of the T codes to see what roles, whether the roles have been assigned or not, right?
Yes. So I will.
Yeah, my question is like, can we have those T codes?
Yes, yes, sure. So what we will be doing is, I would be putting one slide, the steps which we have gone through. I will put it here. Okay, all the T codes, so that this is kind of a reference slides for you, which you can go through.
Yeah, that should be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, another question you are telling just today, that maintenance planner will be used for Fiori something. This is a conversion or what actually? Why you saying a maintenance planner will be used? No?
Maintenance planner is a technical tool. It is not like that maintenance planner has been built for conversion. It is facilitated with conversion. If you remember our discussion of maintenance planner, when I opened the maintenance planner screen, what I mentioned is that a new tile has been added to facilitate conversion through the maintenance planner. It is not like that maintenance planner is made for conversion. Maintenance planner is an old tool to facilitate the conversion. A new application, a new tile has been added in maintenance planner to help you with the conversion. Maintenance planner is a standard basis tool which is used for the ECC purposes also, to maintain your system, to upgrade your systems. Okay, it's for the multiple purposes it has been used. So and if you want to upgrade to Fiori applications, if you want to install 50 or 100 applications, your basis team would be using a maintenance planner. Your maintenance planner would be connecting to your SAP marketplace, and it would be downloading the stack file, which you would be using again with the SUM also would be used. You would be using SUM to get installed those bulk applications, get your system updated with those bulk applications. You would be using both tools, SUM also and maintenance planner also. Don't put your clouds in your mind that these tools are only for conversion. It helps in conversion, but these are the standard tools which basis team use to monitor your system, to make sure your systems are upgraded. Any upgrade is required, technical upgrades are required, they use these tools. Got it? Guys, anyone else has any other question?
No, Parvinder, the maintenance panel you're referring to, so I they used to use the Solman for this one. So maintenance was a link to Solman, something like that.
Yes, maintenance planner only has a technical link with the Solman to use your landscape data.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, you can also directly link without usage of Solman. Also, you can use maintenance planner. It is not mandatory that in the architecture Solman would be there, but in SAP recommended architecture, it get connected through the Solman to check your landscape data.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do now, whatever the steps we have gone through, I will quickly list it down here. Okay. So the first step.
Parminder, one more question here, Samrat here. Can you send your Fiori app link in the chat?
Just Google Fiori App Library. Okay, the first thing you will find that link. I can also share on the Google, but you can just Google it. So what are the steps we have followed, guys? Just to summarize it. First, we have gone to Fiori Library. Okay, what is the link for Fiori Library? So I'm just putting this link. Let me go into the home page and then I will put this link. So first we have gone to the Fiori library. Within the Fiori library, we have gone through the, we have select your product. So what product we have selected? We have selected SAP S/4HANA. Okay, and then we can search apps directly or with line of business. Then click on application, whichever application, check functionalities and features. That's what we have done. In the next step, we have gone to go to implementation information. First thing we have checked is check backend and front-end requirement. And from where we have checked this backend and front-end requirement, you need to log into GUI. Then you need to go to the system. You need to go to status. And from there, you need to check it, the front-end and the backend component, whether it's available as required or not. Okay. After that, what we have checked, we have checked whether Fiori UI5 application is activated. What is the transaction code we have used? SICF. Then we have checked OData service has been activated. What is the transaction? /n/iwfnd/maintain. Let me quickly cross check this transaction whether I'm typing the right transaction. IWFNT main service. Yes, it's correct. So this is the transaction which we need to use to check the OData service. And once we have checked the OData service, what thing we have done next? Go to SU01 or PFCG transaction to add business role to user ID. So once you will do these steps, by doing these steps, your system would be ready. You would be able to see the application in your launchpad. So we will be doing in the system. These all step again will be doing it into the system to see that if you want to activate a new Fiori application, which need to be available in the system, whether it get available or not. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay. So these are the steps we need to follow. So this slide deck also we have not put it. I thought that once we will be completing the Fiori part, then I will convert into PDF and we will be putting into our website the same link which we have given for the site notes, for the session notes. Okay, so I'm going back to Fiori Library. We need to check two more things here. One thing we need to check it is how we can get the full list of the Fiori applications. Okay, if you want to get it downloaded into the Excel file and then sort the things in the Excel files, how we can do it, or how we can get it accumulated OData services and accumulated UI5 services, which we can share with the Fiori consultants or your basis consultant to get it activated. So here, if you will see on the left hand side, there is a get SAP Fiori app recommendations. So this is newly added. Once we were there in 1610, this feature was not there. So you can go into the get SAP Fiori app recommendations. So you have also seen that what are the other tools where we are getting a recommendations from SAP. We have seen in our conversion chapter that we can also get the recommendation for the Fiori applications through system readiness check also. So system readiness check also check the system and provide us that what are the Fiori applications need to be used. If you're not using system readiness check, you can also do it from here. So you can click on the create new analysis. Go to the step 2. So you can put a usage profile. Okay, so here you can put a file. Okay, you can put a CSV file with the list of transaction code. Okay, so let's create a CSV file quickly, and we'll just put some reference transaction code. So let's say I'm putting it here VA01, VA02, VA03, ME21N, ME22N, COOIS for production order, ME23N, CO01, CO02, CO03, just some reference I have put it, and then I will put it save as downloads, and this need to be saved as a CSV, comma, and I will put a file name, check reference Fiori apps, and then we will save it. Okay, this has been saved. So I will go here, and then now I will upload file name, check Fiori reference apps, click on the browse. This is our file, we'll open it. Some notes, upload it. Upload is successful. We'll go to the step 3. Analysis for the product suite, SAP S/4HANA, we are doing analysis. What is your front-end system profile? We need to upload it here, the profiles, where basically we need to mention what is the front-end system, what is the back-end system. I am just using a sample front-end profile, and which has been given by SAP, and sample back-end profile. and going to step 4. Analysis name, Fiori reference check. Putting same thing in description also. And then I'm clicking on get Fiori app recommendations. So this would be downloading actually all Fiori application with the relevance. It is not that it is only give you the Fiori application for the transaction codes which we have given. Actually, it gives you all applications, but it would be giving you the relevance based on the transaction code we have given. What are the relevant applications out there? So in total, we have 10,905 application. For if you want to analyze on your Excels and you want to download it, you can actually download everything here. Okay, you first need to go into the settings. You need to select which columns you need to put it. So form factor we don't need. Required backend system, screenshot we don't need. System readiness we don't need. Line of business we require. Application component, UI technology, role name, relevance details. What is the front end required? What is the back end required? What kind of HANA we required? If you want to know your business groups, business catalogs, technical catalogs, PFCG roles, additional roles, UI5 application, OData service. These all things we have seen, right? Transaction. Some places they have given direct link to the transaction codes. So I have added these all of the things. Okay, it will look clumsy here, but I want to download it. I will be selecting here all applications. And then I will click on the download. So this download would be prepared and system would be downloading it onto the Excel. It will take a little bit of time because we have added so many things and it's a very big file. So it will take a little bit of time. So here in the downloads, I will say Fiori Apps. This is 11 MB file. So you need to a little bit adjust it, the columns and everything. So here you will get all of the information in your Excel sheet. What is the Fiori ID? What is the role name? Okay, what kind of role would be required? What is the application name? What is the application type? So I'm putting here filter to get the information filtered as per our requirement. So whether you can see here, whether it's an analytical app, fact sheet, okay, GUI, transaction analyticals. So these kind of application types also you will get it from here. What is the UI technology has been used? SAP Fiori UI5 or some another technologies has been used to develop this application. So whether it is relevancy details are here. It says that no transaction for usage app belonging to. Okay. So from here you can select. I'm just selecting all and okay, it has not downloaded the relevancy of the application. It has downloaded the other thing, but relevancy it has not downloaded. I will show you from the front end. So here, let me do one thing. Let me only put blanks. Okay. Relevancy score, it has not downloaded actually. It has given a score of relevancy 1, 2, and 3. We'll see from the front end, it has not downloaded. Then your product name, your HANA database. This is the front end one. Okay, what front end component we require for the selected applications. So from here, what you need to do it, you need to select your applications and which applications actually you would be using it. This is the application name. From that name, you can select it. Okay, and then you would be getting all of the information in your Excel sheet that what is your backend system required, what is the requirement of front-end system, what are the technical catalog available, and you will also get it from here, business roles. So this is the business roles which would be required. Little bit formatting you need to set it up. And then this also give you the URL. You can use this URL to directly go to the Fiori application link by using this URL. Okay, so this is the dump of all of your applications. I think we have also selected OData service also, right? Let me put OData column. I think we have not added. Otherwise, it will also give you the OData applications, the OData services which need to be activated. Technical catalog it has, version it has, OData we have not selected. Otherwise, all the OData services which you need to activate it also will come here. But this is a full list. Okay, we don't activate all the applications together. Now we'll again little bit put it whatever the things we require. We require line of business, application component, relevancy we required. Let me remove the UI technology role name. This all things I will remove. Okay. So now here we have selected only the things which we need to use it. So in the relevance here, you can see it's a 3 here, right? Where basically there is no tick is here, no blue icon is available. So wherever system has found as per the T code we have given, it's relevant, it will be showing the blue color. It will be giving a ranking from 1 to 3 that how much relevant it is. That ranking it would be giving it. So here, what I will do here, I will do some filter from here. We can also put the filters. So it has all applications, relevant application. So I'm only selecting relevant applications. So now it will show the relevance which system has identified that as per our criteria which we have put it, the kind of transaction code we use, how many applications would be relevant for us. So that system will filter out from all of these applications. Oh, nothing. Oh, it seems that there is some problem in our upload file. Okay, it has not taken the transaction codes. That's why the relevance detail itself is not there. So let me do one thing. Let me go to this some older analysis which we have done. The same kind of transaction we have also put it there. So here you can see the relevance indicators, right? SAP has not given a filter here, where basically we can filter based on the relevance ranking. So all of these things you can see, you can create a filter based on this. Scope items, innovations, application name, you can create your filters. But the relevancy, they have only given this relevance apps, but 1, 2, 3, they have not given. The ranking filter they have not given. So sourcing and procurement, they have given that manage workflow for scheduling agreements. That would be relevant for us. When you will go below, you will see the another applications which would be relevant for us. So this is in the request for quotation, manage workflow for supplier quotation. That would be relevant for us. So that application SAP has given the relevancy. It has also given the relevance detail that in which area the relevancy is there. MM, PUR, PO. And to use this monitor purchase order down payment application, what OData services you require it. Now you can click it here and you can download. System will be downloading this 177 application, which SAP has said that there is a relevancy there and you would be having relevancy. Okay, so you need to select a little bit less columns so that it appear nicely. I selected a lot of columns, and then you would be having all of the information available in your Excel sheet. Okay, taking a quick pause to check if you have any question. Okay, if you don't have any questions here, let's quickly go ahead. So here you can also do the line of business. If you want to shorter the applications, you can select based on the line of business sales. How many applications are there in sales? So it can also show that what are the shared line of businesses are there. So there are 35 applications related to sales, which would be having relevance. So here you can see that there are something which is having a 2 rating. Okay, manage sales document workflow is having a 2 rating, which would be very much relevant for us. Then manage credit memo request, manage debit memo request, SAP has given 3 ratings, which considers very much relevant. Manage sales item proposals. So these things system is mentioning as a 3 ratings. Track sales orders. As for HANA, you will also see sometime this icon, SAP Fiori Lighthouse application. Okay, what are the Fiori Lighthouse application? Fiori Lighthouse applications are the application which can be adopted by most of the businesses. Okay, track sales order is something which everyone would be required. So most of the businesses would require to adopt it. That they cover into the SAP Fiori Lighthouse applications. Okay, I'm going back to my home screen.
I mean, how do you know that there is an analytic Fiori?
There is a column there, application type. With the application type, there was options available, whether it's an analytical application, whether it's a fact sheet, or whether it's a GUI kind of application. You can filter it. Okay. Any other questions, guys, before I proceed ahead?
Parminder, manufacturing related, did you have anything?
Yeah, okay. Not I, SAP have. SAP have everything. So in the next example, I will use the manufacturing one. Anything else, guys? Okay, if you don't have a question, let's proceed ahead. Now there's another option. So this is the one option I have shown to you, that how we can get multiple Fiori applications by putting a transaction code. SAP will be giving a relevance to us. Now I'm going into all apps for SAP S/4HANA to show you how the aggregation can be done, okay, based on the multiple application which you want to use it in particular module, how you can get aggregated information in another way. I'm again going all applications, as I would be putting it here, manufacture. So I'm having here the applications which is relevant for the manufacturing. So manage production operations, I would be using it. So I'm clicking it here, which I want to use. Material document overview, change production order. Yes, confirmation I want to use. CO01 I want to use. Goods movement I want to use it. So few of the applications I have selected. Why it says selected 183? Okay, let me go back. Somehow it is selecting all the SAP Fiori Lighthouse applications for me. Let me remove that multiple selection, otherwise the list would be quite big. Refresh it. Okay, I'm going into the application for SAP S/4HANA. All applications. Again, I will put it here, manufacture, and I would be using few applications which I want to use it. Production operations, material document overview, production order, CO11, Migo, and there are more applications, and you can also search from the production. You will be getting more applications related to that. You can search with BOM, you can search with Work Center, you will be getting application. So I have selected 7 applications which I would be interested to use it. Okay, and this 7 applications, I would be, after selection, I would be clicking on this button. There is a button here which is called aggregate. Okay, so after doing the aggregation, I need to make sure that I use a correct version. We are on SAP S/4HANA 1909, so I select this version, so that all the installation information it gives me for this only. Okay, the SAP notes, whatever required, if you want to just download that, you can export the list of SAP notes from here. Then the important information is this aggregated installation requirements. Okay, so here it would be showing the aggregation configuration requirement. So you can see the link here, prepare applications for planning with maintenance planner. So that's what has been done here. You select the multiple applications, aggregate it, and then from here, you can proceed ahead with your S user ID linking with your maintenance planner to install the applications. So these are the multiple, you can see here, applications which would be required. So these are the roles which you need to edit it up. Okay, these all business roles you will require if you need to use the selected applications. This is the business catalogs. These are the SAP UI5 applications. So these are the UI5 application which need to be activated, and you can check it through SICF. These are the OData services for the selected applications which need to be activated. Okay, so if you want to provide this information directly to your basis team, you can export directly. You can select the multiple application which you want to which you want to get it implemented. You can click it here, export list of ICF nodes. Okay, so this will be generating a CSV file. So all the UI5 applications which need to be activated or added, you will get in the list. So we have selected few application. If you have selected 100 application, whatever the UI5 components are required, you will be getting it here. The OData services, whatever the OData services is required. So this is the list, and you can export list of OData services. And then that can be shared with your basis team to make sure they activate all of these OData services. Okay, I will also show you in some places they have given, I don't remember but let me check. I think manage sales. So you can add more here. So let's say I have added the managed sales order. So these are the apps which has been selected. If you want to remove anything, okay, you can also remove from here. Okay, you can remove it from here, from your aggregation list. Okay, so this is how the aggregation can be done. I want to show you that some places they have also given some videos to guide you that how to use these applications. So if you want to know more about how to use application, there is a 2 ways we can do it. So I'm going into the all applications. Let me check manage sales. This is manage sales order. So this is the app demo which they have given. So this app demo is actually a quick video that how the application need to be used. We use this kind of demos for the pre-sales also to just give you the look and feel. And apart from that, what can be used is, so this is a video demo which is going on. Apart from that, if you want to experience the application without having a system access, there are the tutorials available. So now that tutorials SAP has not launched for SAP S/4HANA on-premise. That is SAP S/4HANA cloud tutorials. Okay, so these cloud tutorials, 90% things would be same. But whatever application you are using it, you need to come and check in the Fiori application library that that application is available in the on-premise. There can be some additional applications in the tutorial which would not be available for your on-premise. So just be a little bit careful. So tutorials, you can see it from the best practices itself. I'm not sure whether we have covered in the best practices session. So let me go to the link of the best practices, I think which we have provided. So let me open the best practices. So rapid.sap.com/BP. Again, we are going to the best practices so that I can show you the tutorials part. I need to log in again. Okay, so here I will go into SAP S/4HANA. I will go into the cloud one. SAP S/4HANA Cloud. And then yeah, there would be one additional accelerator would be available. This is task tutorials. So earlier this actually was working without SUser ID. Okay, this is very useful link. I'm putting in our deck also, and you can also try to use. Earlier this they have given when initially it was launched, it was working without any SUser ID. This is the link. I can also pass it on your chat window, so anyone wants to try without SUser ID, you can try it. So in this one, let's say you want to go into the manufacturing. Okay, and you want to go to one of the product, let's say make to order production. And in that, how we'll be creating a production orders that you want to go through. So this would be kind of a simulation would be starting, where basically you need to do your hands-on. System would be guiding you and what need to be done. So it says that go first to the monitor material coverage app. These applications we would be covering it. This is MRP live applications are there. Okay, then this screen will come. Then system is saying that you need to type. Actually, you need to type FG227. I'm typing it, pressing enter. So this is kind of a simulation. You can see it. You need to click it here on the go, so that you can have a look and feel. We also use these tools to provide a demos in our pre-sales activities, because whenever you use a system, sometimes system on the customer premises works or not, suddenly it has some issues. But this is very helpful. If system is not working, you can quickly jump into that and show it.
Now it's looking for a user ID. Eh?
It is looking for a user ID. Okay, bad luck. Initially,
No,
SAP provided.
I'm asking you.
No, I don't know. And that's why I give a link to you. You check it. Because whenever I use anything, everything is linked. So, okay, let me do one thing. Let me try to open incognito window. It's working. It's free. Still free. Without anything loading, so you can use it. I found it excellent, guys. It's excellent job which is here. It would be working. So we have gone through the manufacturing. If you want to go into the sales part, if you want to see the advance available to promise, configuring order fulfillment or solving issues by redistributing it. Okay, so everything you can do. Even you can also print that content into the PDF forms. If you don't want to type, if you just want to see, just click on next. Okay, and you would be able to see that how this application works. Initial look and feel how it would be working, that you can get it from here. Very useful document, guys. Start exploring it. Even though you don't have a system access, it will be giving you a proper feel of a system, When you are in the front of Fiori and you are typing it, at least you would be knowing that how the screens looks like and how the overall flow would be happening in the Fiori. Okay, you can use the system, that is the best thing, but this is for the quick glance. If you want to go through any business process flow, how actually it would be happening, you can directly go through these tutorials. Okay guys, now I will take a pause to check whatever I need to cover for the Fiori application library I have covered. What documentation I need to show you, I have shown you. I will jump into the system and we'll do some part in the system to check if a new user ID we created, what kind of roles need to be given, how the roles and access things work. We'll also jump into the creation of catalogs and business groups. But before I go into that, I will take a quick pause to check if you have any questions. Any questions, guys?
I mean, the PPDS is available. The best.
PPDS is, I don't see that PPDS was available as a best practice. Let's check in the task and tutorials whether it is available here. I checked till 1809, it was not available. PPDS, they have not introduced till 1809. I'm not very sure within the manufacturing, subcontracting, rework, make to order is very few things are available in manufacturing. It is not there. Let's go to the best practices. Let's go into our on-premise one to check whether PPDS is available. Best practice S/4HANA on-premise. What is the best way to go? Best way to go is by SAP best practice content library. A quick view of each and everything. So let's check for the manufacturing. Remove finance. Make to order, Kanban is available. Quality, demand driven, they have introduced from last version, is available as a best practice. Make to variant configurations are there. A lot of things they have added, but PPDS I don't see here. Let me also check in the supply chain. Warehouse. No, PPDS has not been introduced as a best practice as of now. Any other question, guys?
Kavinder, which the apps tutorial, that link which you have shared, the same thing can be shared with the customer users while giving them training.
Yes, you can share with them, but you need to be a little bit careful. So when you share with customer user that link, and then they try to use it, so you might have done a lot of customization according to you. There are the tools available which do the same kind of interactive recordings, okay, for your project specific. So I forgot the tool name. SAP has the new tool. Just gone out from my mind. That SAP's tools can be used to do this kind of recordings based on your organization structure, your master data, your customizations, and your Z code which you have done with your RISE-FWs. With that, it make more sense for the end users. So if you say for end users, it would not make much sense, because when we deliver a SAP S/4HANA system, it would be quite different from the standard system. But core users, yes, you can share it. But it cannot be used exactly as a training document, because it has a lot of things, many things your business would not be doing it. It would be having some things which is missing. it would be having some another material codes which you are not using it. The configuration is also best practice. Your actual system would not be behaving exactly the same way. You can use it for reference, but you cannot adopt it exactly as a training document. You need to do changes as per your implementation.
I mean, there one basic question. Why the supply chain is different module actually?
Supply chain is always a different module.
It's coming to APO side.
Yeah, so the things which is there in your SCM, right? Supply chain management. He has a EWM, APO. Okay, so that component they put generally into the supply chain.
But there is APO and everything will be replaced by IVP, right?
No. Again, you need to remember our discussion which we have done in our earlier.
Yeah, I understood.
Yeah, APO is not completely going to be replaced by IVP.
30.
Yeah. Okay, any other question, guys? Okay, if you don't have any other question, let's jump into the system. And we will try to now understand, we have seen a lot of things. So we will try to understand that if a new user has been created, what are the things happen? So whatever things I'm showing to you to make your understanding clear for your knowledge perspective, but don't try to do that exercise. So I will be creating a new user ID. You should not do that. If you would be creating a new user ID in the system, basis team would be locking your. Even I also created and deleted, but you don't do it. So what we are trying to do, if we are trying to create a new user ID, and we'll try to check in the Fiori that what are the things that user is able to see the Fiori, and what kind of things we need to give access to the user so that he would be able to use the Fiori applications. We'll also try to use some activation and deactivation of the services, and we'll try to see that how it impacts. So what is the first thing I'm going to do is here, I will go into SU01. I will create a user. Fiori 1 is there, Fiori 2. Okay, log1 data. I will give a password. And I will save it. So right now we have just created a user. We have not given it any access to the user. Okay, we have not given any role to the user. Now let's try to use our Fiori. So I will launching it 1909 from here. So I will directly use Fiori 2 user, which we have created. Password. It asks to change the password. I will change password. Password has been changed. Continue. Okay. In the earlier version, here you would be getting an error that your catalogs cannot be loaded. Business group and catalogs cannot be loaded. So even if you try to check it from here, so it gives you error here, failed to load catalogs. Okay. So user give you error that failed to load catalogs. Okay, so any kind of errors which you see here, how you can use it? You can use it F12 key. F12 key would be opening a console and there would be errors would be showing here. So based on these errors, you would be able to have idea that what is there, whether the authorization issue is there or what kind of things has been failing. So this is kind of a debugging we are doing it now. So you will see here a multiple place the service name has been put it in interop z interop 001. Okay, so z interop services, it is saying that it is failing. Here also you can see SAP OPU OData UI2 interop. So it is not able to load this application, this OData service, which is an interop. So even the launchpad itself is also a service. Launchpad itself is also application. So you need to give access of launchpad to the user. So right now, user has authentication, but authorization is not there. So when we create a user ID, we authenticate the user. He is using it through the network. He is putting his user credential. He is authenticated. He is coming in. But when he is coming in, he is getting an error that interop services is not there. Interop services is basically to launch your launchpad. Interop services there. And second is the page builder. To load the tiles, the page builder has been used. So that OData services access need to be given to user. Then only he would be able to load the things. So that access user doesn't have. That's why it is throwing a error here. So what we will do, we'll follow the same path. We will go to our first, we'll go and check whether this interop service is available or not. Okay, so we will be going into the maintain service. Here we will be putting filter, and I would be putting a technical system name. I will just put interop here. I'm checking whether the service is available or not. Okay, service is available. It's a green. It's working fine. That's good. Now the service is available. So what we need to do, we need to provide access to that service to a user. Okay. So how we can give access to that service to the user? So that need to be done by your basis consultant. I'm just I'm just trying to throw some light on some kind of a debugging which you might be doing it when some application doesn't work. What kind of things you can go and check if the thing doesn't work. Okay, so the service is working. Now I will show you a link where basically SAP has shown that if the logon pad need to be given, what kind of access we need to give it to user. Okay, so this would be available here. Let me re-download this one. So Launchpad user role templates. So they have given some role templates which can be used to provide quickly access to the user. So here you can see that in PFCG, SAP is asking that this is the standard role which has been given, SAP UI2 user 700. This is a template role which has been given, which need to be given to user. And on top of that, in the authorization default, we need to also give this Z interop and Z page builder authorization. Then only user would be having access to launch the launchpad. Okay. So what I'm going in PFCG. Please make a note that don't do any changes in SAP standard roles. So if you want to do any kind of changes, or if you want to use the best practices, you copy that role and then use it. So what I will be doing here now, I will go into the transaction PFCG, my role transaction. I would put the role here. Sorry, it is not copied. This is SAP UI2 user 700, and we'll be copying it. We'll create our own role. We'll start. This is the role we want to, from role we want to put. and we'll put Z Sastrageek UI2 user 700. So I'm copying this role, copy out. Okay, the role has been copied. So let's go into the change mode of the role. So this is the role. Let's go into the menu. So you can see there, SAP has given multiple services. So this is when you see this icon of this hand, the services has been provided here, but still we need to add. So authorization object has been given, but authorization values need to be added. Okay, so for that, SAP document is also guiding you at how to do it. So this is the SAP document that we need to go to the authorization default, and here we need to add these services. So we'll be going into our, from here, we will go into the authorization default. By default, it comes transaction. We need to go as a service, TADR service. And from here, we need to add the both services, IWSG and IWSV. So basically one has been used for the embedded system and another has been used for the central deploy. So, but we'll be doing our services addition in both. Okay. So here, what I need to search is interop. I will put F4. I'll put F4. Okay, this service I need to add it. Oh, it is not added. Okay, so this we have added, and the second one which we want to add it is page builder one, right? So I will put page builder PRS star. I will press F4. This one I need to add it. So this both I'm adding it here.
You mentioned this G on the before already copied one? No.
No. It is the standard one. So whenever some OData services which has been created, when you launch it, it automatically add a Z into it. So most of the OData services, when you will see the Z in front of it. That's why when we search it, we copy the standard application name and I put star in front so that whatever the Z system has automatically added when you have installed it, you would be able to see it. So that default authorization we have added, we need to also add for the another one. So we have also add for the business suite one.
And how do you know that which is for embedded and which is for central hub?
Sorry. Puneet, can you hold on question? Can we complete the exercise? You just put your question, whatever comes in your mind, in your chat box. So when we complete it, when I open it for question answer, then we will be going to the question and answers. Okay. Just by the time we are doing this exercise, you can keep on typing your question in the chat window. So I'm adding this service here also. And another service which we need to add it is intercom. I need to press F4. Okay. By the best practice, you need to always install in both of the systems. Okay. So in future, you are changing it. Your new central hub system is coming. So this service group metadata is there. This is basically for the central hub, and this is for the embedded one. Okay. But by default, whether you are using embedded or co-deploy, you need to add in both of the services. Always add in both of the services. Basically not you, the authorization guy, security guy, but you can go and check it here. Okay. So we have added it. And then what we need to do, we need to go into the authorizations. Here we need to generate a profile. So that is the standard steps which need to be done in any authorization role. when you create authorization, you add some authorization object value. You need to generate your authorization profile. Generate the profile. So profile has been generated and updated, and we will save it. Now what we need to do, we have created this profile. We have created the authorizations. We need to add it to our user. What was our user? Fiori 2, right? And we'll be adding to the Fiori 2 user. Now, what I will go here, I will just go here and I will refresh it to check whether this interop error has been gone it or not. So I'm still having this interop error. Okay, so the interop error is still there. So let's check whether everything has been added successfully or not. Let's check. This is there, we'll generate it again. Okay, update it. System got hanged. By the time I will refresh this one. Okay, now the interop error is not coming. Okay, but still I'm not able to see anything in my screen. Nothing has been displayed as of now in my screen. Okay, but interop error, the basic error has been gone out. So now it doesn't make sense to give this blank page, right? We need to add some roles. We need to give some authorization to user. So now we will be adding some roles, business roles, which user can use it as the next step. So what I'm going to do now, we'll go back to our Fiori and we'll check. We'll go back to our Fiori library and we'll check one of the application. We'll copy the role and we will add in our user ID, and we'll check what happens once we add role to a user ID. So I'm going into the Fiori app library. Now in the Fiori app library, Fiori apps for SAP S/4HANA, all applications. Let me go to the same application for which we have already checked that all our OData services and everything is available. We checked for my sales overview, right? So I will go and check configuration. What I am interested in, I am interested in business role. So I will copy this business role. I will come to my screen here, and here I will use a transaction code /n SU01. Okay. If you don't have access to that transaction code, PFCG has been given to everyone. You can go into PFCG. You can also add your, within the role, you can add a user ID. So in SU01, under the role, under the user ID, we are adding a role. From PFCG, under the role, you can add a user ID. Both works fine. So I'm adding this role. So I have copy paste this role, save it. Let me go back and now let me refresh it. Now, wow, awesome. So you can see here, now everything, all your tiles has been loading here. So we want to go through the sales overview. So sales overview is here, but with the sales overview, there are a lot of tiles has also come up, because you know that our role has been already assigned to the multiple business groups and catalogs. So with that assignment, you are getting so many roles here. So many applications is there. Okay. So we were trying to use my sales overview. If I go into the my sales overview, okay, and here let's say I put my currency USD. I click on go. Still, I'm not getting anything. My results are not coming. What is the reason why I'm not getting the results? Because what authorization we have given? We have given authorization for the Fiori applications. We have not given the backend authorization of to user that he would be having access to the data. The data access we have not given. We have given the Fiori access only. So the backend authorization would also be there required. So again, if you will go here in F12, you would be seeing that multiple things has been failing here because of the authorization issues. So no authorization to access service ZSDFIR IS service 001. So that to connect to the RFC connection, okay, that authorization. So this is another service is there for which authorization is not there. So you can go and also try to do add one by one these services. Smart business runtime service is not there. Okay, you can do it one by one, adding of these services to resolve these issues one by one. But what we do to give all the other access, we have created a profile which I would be adding to the user. So we have a profile SAP all to give all kind of standard services and the backend data access. We have created a profile. So I would be adding a SAP all profile here. Let's save it. Then we'll try to reload this. Now you can see the data is start appearing it. Okay, all of the data is there. So any of the service, if it is not activated, you would not be able to see the data. So let's also try to do one more thing. What we are going to do, I will go into our OData service. Okay, so what is the OData service for this application? So basic OData service is this one. I will try to deactivate and let's see what happens. So here I will go into the IWFND maintain service. Filter. Again, how do we search? Star. Service name star. You can see here the service has been actually activated. In front of that Z is there. It is activated. So what I will do here, I will go into ICF node and I will deactivate it. Now it has been deactivated. Now I will try to refresh it. Now nothing is loaded. As soon as I have deactivated the service, that service access has not been given to user. He is able to see but there is no data loading it. If you will go to F12, now system will be saying you that your OData services system is not able to reach. OData service, it is not activated, and that's why system is not able to load it. So two things must be there. OData service activations would be there and the access need to be provided. Then only you would be able to access it fully. So I have activated it and then we have refreshed it. Now my data is loading. Okay, now we'll take a pause here and we'll also be ending our session here. I will check if you have any questions. So the next session, what we are going to do is, right now what is happening, we have just added a one role. With adding of one role, so many application has been added. That's what SAP standard roles does. So many SAP standard application has been added. That's what we don't want to do it. Okay, so what we want to do it, we want to give a selective access only. So how that would be happening, how we will be controlling it through catalogs and business groups, we will be covering in our next session. But with that basic covering today, you would be able to know how this components, OData services, application services comes into the place, how authorizations comes into the place to make sure user would be able to go get through the data only if he is having a specific accesses. Okay. Any question, guys, from today's session? If you have any question, you can ask it now. Yes, Samrat, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Parminder. Normally in ECC, even any key codes or any authorizations were missing out from any particular user ID. So normally what we used to do, we used to perform the ESU53 and we take the dumps, and based on that we give the authorization. So here in Fiori, through FP12, we can perform that activity. Is it?
Yeah, so in Fiori, what is there? There was only one system. Now you are having two different application components. So you need to check two places. First thing, whether user is having authorization to the OData services, OData services activated. Those things would be checked through the F12 from your browser. That is your browser debugging, right? If that is working fine and still you are not able to access it, then we come to the backend system. And in the backend system, you can still run SU53 to check, let's say user is trying to change a sales order. To change a sales order and the backend, you need to give him access to VA02. If he doesn't have access to VA02 and he has access to services, so services will try to reach the backend system and try to execute VA02, but it is not able to do it. So system would be throwing an error. All of the applications which basically available on HTML, all of the applications which is related to your GUI, you would be getting an authorization error on the screen itself. Okay, if the backend authorization error is there, system the same way in SAP screen also system throws you error that you are not authorized. Same way you will be able to see it in your Fiori system also. And from Fiori also you would be able to go into SU53 to check whether system has used any BAPI or anything transaction at the backend, and that has been failed, authorization has been failed. You would be able to check from SU53. So both you need to do it now. Addition. Yeah, Mayur, you have any question?
Yeah, normally like here in that when you have done the login, so it's GUS, the Fiori application, you have done the login with your user ID password. So now that particular screen is which you have, it's you have your own or all the roles you can have the authorization based on that it is open. So when you will take the F12, so it will throw the error on that. So now when you are talking about the SU53 dump for the backend, who will do that? It's a part of the basis or it's a part of the user?
SU53 basically is done by mostly functional consultant. Take SU53 dump whenever user gets stuck, check, take SU53 and give it to the security team when you face errors.
Yeah, that's normally we used to perform in SAP GUIs. But here you are doing the log. We are not using GUI. We are using the Fiori app. So in
You
the
need to, Samrat, you need to understand the architecture. So what is the architecture? Architecture is first going to the front end. How it is going to the front end? It is going through the OData services. Okay. So OData services access and the activation of your application and services. Those things would be checked from here, from your browser, from F12. SU53 comes into the picture once some command hit your backend system. If your authorization is failing, okay, before that, then there would be nothing logged into SU53. SU53 would be logged when somebody reached to your backend system. Your OData service itself has been failed. Then how SU53 system will reach? The command has not reached into your backend system, so SU53 will not show anything. OData services has been failed. So that you will be checking from here F12. If the OData services are successful, still you are not able to log into the system, then you go and check for that user whether any SU53 dump is there. Then you go and check for the user if in any authorization error which came from your backend system due to some backend role authorization is not there, that has been appeared. You check it from SU53. You can check it from Fiori also. You can check it from GUI also. Both way you can do it.
And Fiori SU53, how it can be performed? Can you show, please?
Okay, anyone, I want to answer that from user. We have gone through how to use a GUI application. Can anyone explain that how to use standard transaction code from the Fiori? We have gone through SPRO, we have gone through VA01 from Fiori. So can anyone tell me how we can access SU53 or any transaction code from Fiori Launchpad? You can unmute yourself and speak. How we can launch, how we can use a transaction code from the Fiori screen. No one remembers? Okay, then I will remember you. I will make you reminded. It seems that you guys are not doing homework. You're not going over the videos over the weekend. Okay, if you have gone through the videos over the weekend, you might be able to remember it. You remember this slide which we have discussed? And after this slide, I have shown you how you can access VA01, how you can access SPRO through Fiori. So we discussed there are two kinds of applications are there. We have HTML applications and we have a simplified for Fiori application. HTML application is nothing but running your transaction on a Fiori browser, right? So that is VA01 we have executed. And from there, we have also executed a transaction code SPRO. The same way, we can also execute a transaction SU53. Okay, through the HTML application. So you can search an application for SU53 and execute that application SU53, or you can go to any of your HTML application. You can go to VA01, create sales order. So let me see if in this one, we have a create sales order. So we have here display sales order. So if you can go to the display sales order, you can also go to SU53. It's a VA03 transaction. Go to more. Here you don't see the OK thing. So we'll go to the settings, show OK code field, save. So transaction code come here, do SU53. This is your SU53. You want to run any transaction, you can do it. In tomorrow's session, I will tell you that if any transaction code, okay, you don't have for any transaction code, if you don't have access, if you don't find a Fiori application, and for the transaction code, you want to create a Fiori tile, how you can do it. That I will be showing you in the tomorrow's session. But everybody is clear. If I ask a question again, guys, I need an answer from you guys. Please don't be sleeping. It's very simple and straightforward. Again, I am repeating, any transaction code, you can access it through the Fiori browsers. So there are the two kinds of applications. We have HTML applications, and we also have HTML applications, and we also have the Fiori enabled applications. Okay, so let's do a quick check now. You guys are not asking much questions now. So let me ask the questions to you. So what is the first thing you need to do when you want to go through the Fiori application? You want to need any information. What is the thing you need to go through? Type your question into the chat window or unmute and answer it. Okay, any information you required it from the Fiori related to Fiori application? What is the thing you need to do? Where you need to go?
Fiori Apps Library.
Fiori Apps Library. Puneet, you are very correct. We need to go to the Fiori Apps Library. Okay. So what are the things need to be activated to use your Fiori applications? What are the things need to be activated in the system?
front end, back end project, then
Yeah.
OData,
Yeah. So
then
Puneet, can you just hold on? I need to also engage to other people. So anyone else who wants to answer it? Amrish, can you unmute and try to answer it? Amrish or Mayur?
Yeah, hello, hi.
Yes.
You need to maintain the OData services. You need to activate the OData services, then front end and back end applications services for this.
Correct.
And yeah, I think there would be one more.
And then you need to also put your business role. So once
Business
you
roles,
activate
yeah.
services, you put the business roles, you would
Right.
be able to know that your system is working or your system is not working.
Correct, yes. I have one question, Parminder, regarding this roles and operation matrix. What would be the as a functional consultant role to pass this information to the security guys or authorization guys? What information we need to give? Because earlier we used to maintain the role matrix based on the user roles authorization, and then we pass it to the security guys. So in this, during the implementation, what would be our role, like from functional side for S/4HANA implementation?
Yeah, so our role actually will increase with this. I will explain you in detail in tomorrow's session. I need to cover how to create catalogs and business groups. Okay, so now earlier we were creating an authorization matrix. Now we need to create an authorization matrix for the backend transactions. Plus we need to also create, sorry, we need to also create your one authorization matrix for the Fiori use. Okay, so we need to mention the catalogs, what are the different application need to be used, these different application, how it need to be clubbed into a catalog, how it need to be clubbed into a business group. Okay, so that detail we need to put it in an Excel sheet, give it to the security consultant so that they can design catalogs, they can design business groups, and they can design roles. So I will put more detailed light on this tomorrow after covering that how to create a catalog and how to create a business group. So our
Right,
role
thank
actually
you.
has been increased. Okay, guys, any other questions?
maybe tomorrow you may cover, I think. Suppose T code is not, because not a lot of new feature, right? T code is not available, you told. So for that will be different activation, right?
Yes, yes, T code you need to add it separately if the T code has not been given access to.
No. I'm saying that for S/4HANA new functionality, for them T code is not available, right? Example, MRP, DDF, DDR, or library code, T codes are not available for that. So how to activate or connect to the backend for those?
Yeah, so the application, let's say we talk about the back order processing configuration application, right? So that application, the access need to be given is your front end role. When you give your OData services would be controlling your authorization. So you need to access, provide to the specific OData service, and the application when you will provide it, user would be able to use it for the new features and functions. Where the backend transaction codes are not there in place.
Hi, Parminder.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Samrat here. I have one generic question. Normally, in today, when you are explaining the Fiori and while you are creating one user ID and giving the rules, and so one thing I observed that after everything is given, suppose when you are haven't given the access for the OData services or something, the users that particular ID against that, it was not allowing to access the data. So what my question is my question what is going in mind that that is a part of the normal thing. No, why in order to have the access, in order to access on the data, there should not be any roles or any authorizations should be given. Because normally in like in when we are handling with SAP GUI, to access the data from the tables, uh, like display, it's a generic thing. Display should be given.
No, even if you don't give access, user would not be able to access the display. Nothing you would be able to do in ECC GUI also without giving a authorization. You need to authorize the user, then only even he would be able to access the display of the data. Otherwise, he would not be able to do it.
Oh, okay. Means in that point of view, means when we are creating the role matrix, so we can make this as a generic things. That's display will be given to all. Hello?
Yes, right. So we also created here, we also created some kind of applications which would be only be having a display access. Okay, and within the display also, we also have a multiple. Here also within the authorization objects, you would be having a create and change. So that you can control it through your authorization objects, that a particular application has been given only for display. Change, delete, other authorization has not been given. That you can control it through the authorization objects within the application also.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. My question is clear. Okay.
Hello, sir. If you create any Z transactions or if you develop any program, so how we can handle through this app? We need to develop Fiori app for this Z transaction. Is it the case?
Yeah, I will show you that how you can quickly create a tile for a Z transaction. Generally, it has happened that whenever anyone nowadays create a Z transaction code, it is already enabled for HTML. So your technical team need to make sure that the your Z transactions are enabled for HTML. Okay, once it is enabled for HTML, you would be able to quickly create a tile for that Z transaction, and the tile would be able to display in your launchpad. So that I will show you in tomorrow's session.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, if we don't have any other question, we will be ending here our today's session, and then we will be joining back in tomorrow's session. And in tomorrow's session, we will be going into some more concepts of Fiori related to the catalog, business group. We'll be going into the Fiori designer. We'll also try to create one of the tile with the transaction code. So that kind of stuff we'll be doing in tomorrow's session. Okay, all. Thank you for joining today. We'll continue our journey of learning tomorrow. Goodbye for now.